Prologue, the way I am. When I think back on my life, I think about this one moment in time that I now feel like set me up for the type of person I was going to be my entire life. They say that most things in one's life that truly define them can be traced back to something in childhood, and as cliche as that is exactly the case here. The moment in question was so casual, so simple, so brief, that it almost escapes me when I think about it, but the memory flows through my brain as such. It was the first day of kindergarten class. Mom and I were walking to school. In this era of my young schooling, school was only a half a day. In today's world, kids these days go for the entire day, if you're wondering. The walk to my elementary school was a relatively short one, and when we arrived right as lunchtime ended for all the other grades. And just like for them, there was a line to get into the school and class. And as we lined up with all the other kids and parents, eventually we entered the classroom. It was during this time when we finally got to the doorway and entered the classroom where it all started. The only thing my eyes noticed as I entered the classroom were all the kids, all the loud noises. I was happy about all of it. I had gone to daycare prior to kindergarten, though I barely remember any of it. I do remember the energy, and the energy I was now feeling was familiar because of it. But in this classroom, there were so many more kids, and I couldn't wait to introduce myself. But before I could, the teacher came over to my mom and I. I then gave the teacher a big smile and a handshake, and my mom started speaking to him. As they were speaking, the conversation then shifted to my heart condition. Truth be told, it would be years until I fully understood what condition I had, and it would take me all the way until my teenage years to discover what the term is, and how close I was to dying. If you're wondering, it's called tetralia follow, but I'm skipping ahead. We will get to that part eventually. I was pretty used to my parents explaining my condition to people. Every time we would have guests over, I'd introduce myself, and I would show them my scar on my chest. I honestly thought nothing of it. This situation, however, was different. After the teacher understood the severity of my condition, he hushed the noise in the classroom and started speaking to everyone. He told everyone my name, told them about my condition, and for the first time in my entire life, as I looked out at the rest of the kids, my scar was no longer a cool thing to show off, or something that I just shrugged off. For the first time, it made me feel different, and I had the self-awareness to realize it. And because of that, I'd spend the next 2 decades of my life trying to be as normal as possible, regardless of the consequences.